you feeling today? Now I know that in this current situation that we're in, no one is feeling their best, their usual self. But are you experiencing more so than normal, perhaps tightness in your joints, stiffness in your muscles, beneath your feet and around your ankles? Perhaps you're having more headaches than normal. Maybe you're feeling more tired than you normally are. Now, of course, these issues can be caused by all sorts of problems, but they could also be caused by a trigger point. Trigger points are tightness in our myofascia. And our myofascia is the soft tissue that runs all the way down our back body, connecting muscles, joints, tendons, ligaments, bones, and it runs in all different angles, in different directions, in as of various different lengths. If you have a tight spot, a trigger point in one particular area, it can result in pain or discomfort in other areas of your body. For instance, you might have a tight spot beneath the sole of your foot. This can refer issues to other areas of your body. Now, it's at this time of year, along with other changing seasons, when we come to change our footwear from heavier boots to lighter shoes, perhaps with different size heels. This affects the way that our foot strikes the floor as we walk. It can sometimes create a tightness up here through the mid-metatarsal joint at the front of our foot. It can create tight spots in the fascia beneath the soles of our feet, referring issues and problems to other areas of our body. So today we're going to try a little exercise to help determine whether you have trigger points, tight spots, and how to help relieve them. This exercise wouldn't be recommended for those that are undergoing cancer treatment at the moment, or for those with varicose vein problems. Now you're going to need a little spiky ball perhaps. Now, these spiky balls are quite inexpensive. They can be purchased from a lot of sports shops. I bought mine from Amazon. Quite inexpensive. My favourite toy at the moment. Really useful pieces of equipment to have. If you don't have a spiky ball, the tumble dry balls that a lot of people use could be used. They're very, very hard though, so maybe not the best, particularly if you're quite sensitive. However, a tennis ball would be beneficial, and I'm sure that many of you have a tennis ball lying around the house somewhere, or maybe you could use your dog's ball. Without further ado, let's try a little exercise before we get started. Can you come to your feet? So we're going to turn side on. I'll ask you to bring your feet hip width apart and soften your knees. Then I'd like you to clasp your hands together behind your back, draw your elbows in, slide your shoulders down, and keeping your spine really long, I'd like to try to hinge forward from your hips. Now for those of you with very tight hamstrings, you're not going to be able to hinge much further than here. However, if you are quite flexible, you may be able to come a little or a lot lower. And when you've reached the point where you feel you can't tip any further, we hold our body right here and we let our arms just hang freely from our shoulders. Now bring your hands back so your fingertips touch your legs, and recognise the point that your fingertips have managed to reach to. Hopefully, when we're here again, your fingertips will be a whole lot lower. Let's bend our knees and bring ourselves up. And you're going to need your ball. So let's place it beneath our right foot. Bring your feet hip width. Ensure that your pelvis is level and your abdominals are braced. So we're going to press down quite firmly against the ball and gently roll it back and forth. As you roll back and forth, recognise if there's any part of the sole of your foot that's feeling a little bit more sensitive than other areas. As you come to that point, gently press down just a little more to the point where it's almost unbearable. Let's continue to roll the ball back and forth, but shift it towards the outside of your foot, rolling it towards the outside of your heel and then back towards your little toe. Are you still pressing down firmly as you can bear? Let's shift it so that it's towards the inside of our foot, and again, just gently roll it back and forth, shifting it towards the ball of your foot, towards the heel of your foot. Any tight spots there anywhere? So at the moment, forward and back, that's a sagittal plane. Let's change it to a frontal plane, whereas we shift the ball from the outside of our foot to the inside of it. Are you still pressing down as firmly as you can press? Bring it forward so it's under the ball of your foot, and again shift it from side to side towards your little toe, towards your big toe, and then zigzag so that the ball is beneath your heel, and keep on shifting it from right to left, searching for that tight spot, that sensitive spot. Let's gently circle it around, great big circles, or perhaps a square to your heel, to your little toe, to your big toe, back to your heel, and then change the direction in which you're circling it. Have you found any tender spots there? Any tight spots? Let's bring our heel to touch the floor and curl your toes around the ball as tightly as you possibly can, as if you're trying to lift it up with your toes. Really grip it firmly. Hopefully that will be opening up the mid-metatarsal joint at the front of your foot. Let's press down and roll it forward so that your tiptoes are on the floor, the ball of your foot. Press your heel firmly down, shift your weight forward slightly, deep breath, and then we go back to rocking it back and forth, right and left, around in a circle. Again, recognising where those tight spots are, if there are any. Good. Let's take a step off. And then take a little walk around your room and just have a think how that foot, leg, feels compared to how it feels on the other side. Some of you might not feel any different. Some of you don't have tight spots. I'm guessing that quite a few of you will feel that one leg feels much different to the other. Let's bring our ball and place it under our left foot. So soften your knees, gently brace your belly, ensure that hips are level, press down and gently rock back and forth towards your heel, right down to your tiptoes. Any sensitive spots there? Can you shift it towards the inside of your foot as you roll back and forth? I've found a tight spot there, right on my instep, a little bit that's quite sensitive. You might find your spots are somewhere else, or you might not even have any. Let's move it across towards the outside of our foot. Press down, roll it towards your little toe, keep on pressing, roll it back towards your heel, and again. So again, you're working in a sagittal plane here, but our body, our spine moves in all different planes of movement. Our tight spots are in different places. Let's use the ball and move it in different planes of movement to see if we can find a tight spot somewhere as you shift it from side to side. Maybe towards the centre of your foot, perhaps under the big toe of your right foot and across towards your little toe, and maybe towards your heel, back and forth, frontal plane, side to side. As your pelvis still level, your core still strong, keep it braced. Let's circle around. So maybe a great big circle in the sole of your foot, in the centre of your foot, or perhaps more of a rectangle. Little toe to big toe, inside of heel to outside of heel, and then back the other way. When you find that spot that's a little bit sensitive, massage it gently, see if you can ease it out, press down a little bit more firmly. How's it feeling? Just a few more moments. Drop your heel to the floor. See if you can curl your toes around the ball. Grip it really tightly. Spread your toes wide. Grip it as tightly as you can. A little bit tighter. Give it a really good squeeze, as if you're going to try and lift it up. Again, we're opening up that mid-metatarsal joint there. And as you roll it to your heel and drop the ball of your foot to the floor, spread your toes. Shift your weight forward a little. Press your heel down firmly. As you come back to the centre, just another little roll around in any direction. Where's that tight spot? I've found mine again, it's right on my instep. I'm just going to focus on that point there for a little longer. And as you step off, again I'll invite you to take a little walk around your room and see if both legs feel the same now. Do they feel any lighter, any freer? Let's come back to that little exercise we did at the beginning. Feet are hip width, knees are soft, hands are clasped together behind you. Draw elbows in, draw shoulders down, and keeping your spine really long, we hinge forward from our hips. Now go slowly so that you can recognise the instant that your hamstrings feel the pull or you feel any discomfort in your back. When you don't feel that you can hinge any further, keep your body right here where it is. Allow your arms to just softly float down, and as you bring your fingertips back towards your legs, notice how far down you are now compared to how far you were when we started. My guess is that many of you will be a whole lot lower. Now let's bend our knees and carefully roll up. Give your shoulders a slow roll out, give your legs a little shake out. I hope you enjoyed that little session. It's something that you can do at your desk while you're sitting watching TV. Just pop the ball under your foot, do what we just did. Extremely beneficial to help release any trigger points that you might have in the soft tissue beneath your feet. And whether you enjoyed that little session or not, I hope you did, look out on my page for a masterclass that's coming soon. I'm going to be doing a whole hour focusing on trigger points and myofascial release. I hope to see you soon. Have a great day.